Chapter 80. As if browsing through a psychic catalog, the alien in the blue suit scrolled through the pertinent memories of Nicholas Baker imposter. Ryan Monroe and Nicholas Baker were not hit by a drunk driver. However, they were hit by a TARDIS. A very specific TARDIS. An Ever-TARDIS trying to repair and protect the life of its operator. It was attempting to escape a similar enemy capsule through a nearby temporal fissure it had detected, being crushed by the Type 99X, which was attempting to strangle it from existence. The Ever-TARDIS locked onto the signal and inadvertently impacted the Dalek responsible. Mr. Blue knew that traveling through the vortex was dangerous enough, because it was technically impossible. But to collide with another time machine while traveling in time? Well, it was bound to produce some unpredictable results, at the very least. And mid-vortex travel, the Time Lord thought back, Purge wrenched in Deceit's Ever-TARDIS, and the Dalek, all three, colliding. The resulting explosion sapped all of their collective temporal energy, sending them plummeting through the tear in time. The temporal fissure led them all to one place, Sycamore Downs, in vastly different eras. In the Second World War, the Dalek crash-landed first. It was promptly stripped of its advanced alien rift manipulator device and then exterminated by a senior member of Torchwood. Drained of all power, the Ever-TARDIS became sucked into Earth's gravity, caught fire in the atmosphere, and slammed into a vehicle containing Nicholas Baker and Ryan Monroe. Ryan Monroe was vaporized on impact. Nicholas Baker was not so lucky. All three temporal vehicles ended up in Sycamore Downs because they had been drawn there by psychic power. The Nestine consciousness. The old Time Lord's eyes, beaming bright cerulean, began to dim and fade as he spoke. Your kind landed here in Sycamore Downs to escape the last great time war. Mr. Blue shook his head as he slowly lowered the tavern owner. Seems the accident involving the Ever-TARDIS nearly killed you. Yet somehow... He peered closely for a moment, mumbling incoherently. Then, replacing damaged parts with living plastic. The old man in the blue adopted a sarcastic tone. Now you're an Auton-human hybrid? You can repair your injured cells with sentient silicone? They're not my kind, Nicholas coughed. Make no mistake. I never asked for this. He sighed. But yeah, they fixed me up. I have control though, and they never wanted that. Oh no. So I've been fighting back against the Nestine, waging a one-man war on individual. Mr. Blue abruptly shoved him out of the way. Yes, I know, thank you. He typed furiously on the rift manipulator terminal. About the psychic link with Nicholas Baker's mind. My mind, Nicholas corrected loudly. Mr. Blue continued. Your mind was absorbed by the Nestine, so it's your knowledge of the town that's giving them the upper hand. I'm aware of that, Nicholas spat. That's why they're attacking here. They keep attacking here. I'm trying to figure a way out of this redundant, relentless anarchy. Mr. Blue stared at him. The psychic link works both ways. I read their intentions. The Autons wanted to leave, not interested in conquering Earth. They could have left peacefully. The rift offered them that opportunity. Whole village bloody soaking in temporal energy. They'd have no worries for fuel. The Nestine shouldn't be a threat. Weren't a threat. They were somehow enslaved. This constant militant aggression confirms they're being controlled. I recognize the patterns. My old enemy. Deceit. Really? Platitude. What? No, not really. Deceit. She's a person. A time lady. Labeled a renegade in Gallifreyan society. I don't recognize a single name in that sentence. Mr. Blue continued. Apparently Deceit is some sort of code name. I guess. I don't know. That's not important right now. What is important is that she has been contained. Deceit was imprisoned. Her High Lord bioessence trapped. She must have been free during the crash because of the cataclysmic power failure. I'm worried that when she broke out, he gasped residual power. Deceit must have been able to take control of the entire nesting consciousness. Nicholas said. Except me. Apparently. So, this really mean lady controlling the Autons now? Now Deceit has potential limitless bodies. She is out of control and I must find a way to stop her. Mr. Blue rubbed his eyes. He was becoming impatient. It wasn't helping. The Time Lord changed the subject. As to your condition, you could have bloody well told me. Yeah, Nicholas laughed. Always good to start with. I'm half plastic, a despot at that. When should I have dropped the knowledge? When your friends were passed out in my bar, or when you weren't forthcoming about your credentials? The old man in blue raised his white eyebrows, sniping back. Perhaps when you were sipping your 100-year-old whiskey? Nicholas grumbled. I'm still half human. I have to indulge in the bad parts of myself too. Or what have I got? Bollocks, really, bollocks. Now's not the time, the Time Lord said. He gazed down to the rudimentary Dalek Emergency Temporal Shift Rift Manipulator as it registered power levels increasing. He looked back at Nicholas. Good news that you're obviously nothing like an Auton. Not a normal one, at least. You aren't under Deceit's control, which means I'm following my heart instead of my instincts here, Nicholas began. Mr. Blue interrupted. How's that possible? You're half plastic. Nicholas finished. Aye, there are bound to be plenty of damn benefits. With that, he gazed up at the locks on the reinforced basement door. Still holding, he observed. The gunfire has died down. Your friends must be good if they're already torn up that much of the infrastructure that fast. Mr. Blue nodded. I believe they are going to be great.